explain on how to solve the problem under frames. Okay, so as you can see in the question here, members A, C, E and B, C, D are connected by a pin at C and by the link DE. For the loading shown, determine the force in link DE and the components of the force exerted at C on member BCD. Okay, so for this case, we have to take a look properly at the question. Okay, we have to understand what are the requirements mentioned in the question. For example here, okay, we only need to determine the force in the link DE. Instead, we need to find FDE. Then the components of the force exerted at C. Yeah. Instead, we need to find the value of Cx and Cy on member BCD. Means that we have to use this one in order to find Cx and Cy. We need to use the BCD. Sorry, the FBD. FBD for BCD member. Okay, that's why I told you that we need to read the question properly, right? Okay, so first thing first, since we have to identify the forces, the external forces that include the internal forces included in the question here. Okay, so at point A, we know it is a pin connection, so we have AX and AY. And then we have a roller at point B, so we have force B. Okay, so in total there are 3 unknown, right? 3 unknown. So by using these three, by referring to these 3 unknowns, we can use overall FBD, right? If we have 3 unknown, we can use overall FBD. If more than 3 unknown, we cannot use the overall FBD. We have to find the FBD for each member. Okay, so let's start to draw the overall FBD first. Okay, so by referring to this FBD, we have 3 unknown here. Okay, with red color, AX, AY and force B. Okay, so we have to apply the equilibrium equation. We have summation of moment, summation of Fx and summation of Fy equal to 0. Let's start with summation of moment. So again, we have to refer to the point that have more forces. For this case, we have to refer to the point A equal to 0. So we have a moment force B counterclockwise, so it is positive B times the distance from B to A is 0.16 meter. And not to forget, we also have here 480 Newton. It is clockwise, so negative 480 times the distance is 0.1 meter equal to 0. So we can find the value of B equal to 300. Next, summation of Fx equal to 0. So we have Ax plus B equal to 0. So we can get the value of Ax equal to negative 300 Newton. And last equation is summation of Fy equal to 0. We have Ay minus 480 Newton. So we can get the value of Ay equal to 480 Newton. Okay, so settle. Next, we have to consider the FBD at member BCD. Okay, so this is the FBD for member BCD. Okay, so we have again we have the roller B, force already known 300, B equal to 300 Newton. And then of course dekat point C we have a pin connection, CX and CY, and we also have FDE. So for the direction of the FDE is referring to the two force member DE. So this is point E and this is point D. So again we have to assume that the force is in tension, right? So since this one is pointing upward, this one should be in the opposite way, right? By applying the Newton third law, action and reaction. So we have to make sure this one, right? Okay, in order to solve this FBD, to find the value of all the unknown CX, CY and FDE, we also need to apply the equilibrium equation. So first thing first, we have to know the angle at FDE. Okay, take out the triangle at point D. Okay, we have 80 and 150, so we can get the value of theta equal to 28.07. Okay, so come up with the equation. Start from summation of moment at point C, because point C have two forces. So we can get the value of FDE equal to negative 561.05 Newton. Next, applying to the summation of Fx equal to 0 and summation of Fy equal to 0 to find the value of Cx and Cy. Okay, so we can get the value of Cx equal to negative 795.06 Newton and Cy equal to 216 Newton. So for the answer, it doesn't matter either you get the value, the positive value or negative value. Depends on your assumption. Depends on your direction assumption. Okay, for example, Cx. For me, I take Cx to the right side and Cy to the upper side, to the upper direction. Okay, so it depends on your assumption. So if your assumption is different, should be the value also opposite, right? But the value is still the same. Okay, the positive and negative value, the positive and negative sahaja yang membezakan. The value is still the same. If you get the answer is right lah. Okay, but if you don't want to confuse, just rewrite your answer. Okay, rewrite your answer into this kind of sentence. Okay, so you can rewrite your final answer here with the direction. So it is clearly show your answer as well as the real direction. Okay, not the assumed direction, right? Okay, so no need to confuse on that value. As long as your FBD is correct, the calculation is correct, then you should get the answer, right? Even the positive value and negative value are different, but the answer itself is the same, right? The negative and positive are only shown their direction. Okay, so that's it for 6.2 under frames.